Cash App her. Some of us were confused because we had no idea what to send her. So I asked her, like, well, what am I sending you money for? And she said, well, for cooking dinner, of course. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another week of the Powered by Piedmontese podcast. Joined today by Joe. Joe, you survived Vegas.
Yes, I did, just by the skin of my teeth. But
I was worried about you for days. I didn't hear from you.
The city never sleeps. So my phone ran out of battery and just kind of went with the flow.
I was joking. Vegas is notorious for, people disappearing and then you're face down in a drain pool somewhere.
I could have been pretty close to that.
Did you win any money?
I did, yeah. Vegas treated me well. I had a couple, probably a few too many nice drinks, and the craps table was pretty hot, so I can't complain.
Never played craps once in my life.
Really?
Nope.
You feel like you have the most control because your fate is decided by two stupid little dice.
So sounds fun. I don't play blackjack. The only thing I really do comfortably is play roulette on the machine.
Roulette on the machine.
In the safety with no one judging me that's sitting next to me.
And you constantly look over your shoulder looking for the drink lady.
Yes.
I'll take two.
And they just bring you someone's backwash.
Yes.
Yeah. They don't care about you spending a few bucks at the machine.
Nope.
Vegas isn't my cup of tea, but nice to have you back.
Thank you. Yes, it's good to be back.
Well, I don't have any stories that are going to relate to Vegas or anything like that. Just some nice stories from Reddit again.
Sweet.
You excited for this?
I think so. I think I know where this is going.
Maybe this will bring you back from your hangover from Vegas.
I need something.
Need something. Okay. Water's not going to work. Need something more?
Water and coffee, I think, at this point.
Well, here's another story for you, Joe. Am I the a-hole for not wanting to pay for dinner? Okay.
Is this relating to you?
No.
Oh.
I always pay for dinner. I'm a gentleman. Typing this out sounds insane, and I really don't think I'm in the wrong, but I just need to know. A friend invited me to a dinner party at her house a few weeks ago. The actual dinner party was last night. So, geez, just a few hours passed. I asked if I should bring anything, but she said no, it's not a potluck, and she'll be making dinner for everyone. There were 7 of us total, and the food was great. During the meal, we were all laughing and called our friend, the host, a chef because she made such a big dinner for us and how well it was and how tasty it was and how much we appreciated it and how great it was that all of us could get together at the same time. Sounds awesome.
Yeah, sounds like a great night.
Yeah, need more of those. Now, at the end of the dinner, we all helped clean, wash the dishes, and then we all had some wine. It started getting late, so people started to head out, and on our way out, the dinner host said, now don't forget to Venmo, Cash App, or Cash App her. Some of us were confused because we had no idea what to send her. So I asked her, like, well, what am I sending you money for? And she said, well, for cooking dinner, of course. Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. Well, let's go on, huh? Me, I don't understand why we should pay her because I spent money and hosted the dinner and cooked. Me, well, none of us asked you to. You volunteered to do it, and you never mentioned paying until now. Her, well, I didn't do this for free. Me, you should have told us before you hosted that you expected this. I don't think it's fair to just bring this up and expect people to pay. Now, she called me an a-hole and said that she didn't spend hours to cook, grocery shop for free. I never heard this, like ever. We kept arguing, and after a while, I just Venmoed her $40 she asked for. Now, I don't think I'm the a-hole at all, but some of my friends agree with me. Some said it's not normal to pay for dinner during a dinner party at someone else's house. So I don't know what's going on. What do you think?
This is bizarre, yeah, because it's like you invite people over. It's almost like a reciprocal deal. Like I come to dinner at your house, you cook for me and my family, and then I invite you over, and then I cook for you and your family.
It's no different than going to a bar. You might get the first round of drinks, and then hopefully at some point in the future, you pay it back.
But then to have such a great evening, and then just at the very end of the night, you say, I'll take some money, please.
Again, and $40 from everybody, 7 people at the table, like
$280.
Quick math.
No,
you're back from Vegas.
I'm back.
So what's amazing here, well, not amazing, is I know what happened here. I know it. As soon as I read it, it was hard to finish the story because all I could think about was this. They said they got into wine. So when you have a great night and you introduce wine, everybody's just sipping it down, having a good time. The emotions will come out.
Or the true feelings.
The true feelings,
Yep.
yes. Wine just does that to people.
Yep.
And now, the host, I work so hard on this. Maybe I'm going to try and ask for some dollars here. Throws it out there, and then immediately that's going to bring out an emotional response from a lot of people at the room.
Rightfully so. Because here they had such a great evening. Thank you. And honestly, when you're hosting these dinners and whatnot, isn't that like, thank you so much for everything tonight? Isn't that kind of the
That's
payment?
the payment, yes.
Yeah. So for her to be like, no, I'll take $40 from every one of you.
Yeah, pretty ballsy there. She doesn't say what was being cooked. Okay, and I have a problem with that. She said it was a great meal. So you can assume that there was some fancy proteins. I can't imagine it was just taco salads.
Could you imagine like funeral potatoes, some sort of casserole dish, and a sloppy soup, and she wants $40 for it?
Yeah, well, again, if she really wants an answer to this story, she needs those details.
It could have been a French onion soup
For $40.
Yeah.
Or you talk about the wine. Did she, bust out $400 bottles of wine?
Yeah, the 1979 vintage.
What's this lady's apartment look like? Is she well-to-do, or is it in the New York City slums? So, this is the first time I think we've read a story where we don't have a lot of the details to actually answer whether or not she's being a a-hole.
Was there an edit here that they divulged what was actually served?
Actually, yes, thanks for bringing it up, because it actually looks like it goes into a lot of these questions. Okay, edit. A lot of you asked what she made. Okay. This is perfect. A lot of you asked what she made, and it was some salad I've never heard of. The main was smoked Gouda mashed potatoes with beef short ribs.
That sounds kind of nice.
Okay, she's stepping the game up here. And now a dessert I forgot the name of. I think she said she bought it from this bakery. And she also made vegan mashed potatoes and vegan ribs for one of our friends who is vegan. She also bought, chicken skewers as appetizers. Even though she did not bring anything, she said not to bring anything, I brought a rum cake from my local bakery. Swing and a miss.
Rum cake?
Good God, lady. Yeah, you pay the $40 now. And yes, everyone brought something small. We also had charcuterie and cheese board that two of the girls brought. Some girls brought wine, and we even had one girl bring candles to set the mood. Okay. We are in the U.S., and none of us are European. What would that have to do with it?
Yeah, no kidding.
Europeans do a little different over there?
Maybe dinner parties or something.
Okay. I spoke with some of the others, and although they had paid for a dinner party before, it was discussed first. No one has ever done this to a friend. What this friend did, which was unexpected for all of us. All of us are in our early 30s. The group chat is going crazy right now because everyone's pissed.
Yes.
Oh, I want to see that script. Now, some of us confronted our friends last night about this, and things went all the way left. I'll post an update later when I can collect my thoughts.
So I think the most perfect resolve here, a very accommodating dinner host, by the way, to go out and get vegan blah, blah, blah. I think at a dinner party like this, if she's going to be searching for dollars, she should search for the dollars for the food that she went out and purchased, like ready to eat.
Yeah, fair.
And then but she's not getting paid her time to braise the short rib or to make the Gouda mashed potatoes. That's just part of putting a meal together.
Well, you can't also ignore the fact that everyone brought something.
Yeah.
So do all these people okay, if it's $40, I'll pay you $30 because I also brought this.
I'm going to deduct my rum cake and the vegan French fries and this, that, and the other.
My gas mileage?
Yep.
Parking outside?
Time on the road?
Yes. I mean, there's a lot of things. Depreciation of my car. You can build in a lot of these costs to negotiate this. That's why, again, it's fair to say that this needs to be disclosed ahead of time. Like, hey, everybody, I want to host a great party, but knowing I'm going to cook something very nice for everybody, would everyone be willing to chip in $20?
Or just do a potluck.
Yeah, true.
And have everybody I'll provide the main, and then, even if it's 4 ounces per person, whatever, then you should have enough of your casseroles and whatever else.
Yeah, most of it, when our family get-togethers it's like you bring a salad, you bring a dessert, and you're assigning people what to bring. That could eliminate a lot of problems. But this poster, she says that she was going to post an update, and I don't really see one here. But the original poster wrote to the mod of the group and offered an explanation for why they actually think that they're the a-hole. So the
original poster thinks that they're now the a-hole.
Now, I might be the a-hole because I argued with her about paying and should have just paid when she asked because she did the grocery shopping all out of her own pocket. Lame.
That's like hosting any party, dinner party event.
I assume because they're all friends, at some point they just, okay, let's just move past this. Sorry the wine got involved. You know, and we ended up at this point, but like they've moved on.
There could be some like some difference in wage gap here as well, whereas maybe the person hosting the party wasn't as well to do as half of the dinner guests. So she says, "What's $40 to them?"
Yeah, but
I guess we don't know. But again, be upfront about it.
so I don't think she's the a-hole for, you know, talking to her friend. I think she's the a-hole for bringing the rum cake.
Yes.
Does that rum cake have raisins in there?
Well, but if it's rum raisin ice cream,
Oh, disgusting.
oh, I'm all in on that.
No, fruit doesn't belong in desserts. I'm
Ice
just gonna
cream?
say it right.
It's so good.
Not my thing. Let's put that one to bed.
All right.
Did you vote?
She's not the a-hole, except for maybe the rum cake.
Okay, so we're ready to move on.
Yep.
Okay. So you had brought this story up a few weeks ago, and we just never got to it. So I know you like the idea of the story. You might not know all the details yet, but I'm looking forward to getting into this one. Now, am I the a-hole for showing my husband proof that his mom offered to bring him a steak dish to the hospital? Exciting stuff. Here we go. My husband was in a car accident last week. He was staying at the hospital for his broken leg. Only me and his mom were there. His mom and I don't get along at all. Mother-in-law stories.
Yeah, classic.
Oh, gosh. Here we go. He tells me I'm overreacting or paranoid whenever I point out that she's mistreating me. Now, he complained about the hospital food, saying that it has no taste, and asked me to make his favorite meal, which is a steak dish, and bring it to him at the hospital. Noting that steak isn't cheap where we live, and I didn't have enough time to prepare it, I told him I'll see what I can do. Then his mom said if I'm a truly supportive wife, I'll make it happen. Go, Mom.
Yeah, sure. She loves her boy.
Once we went outside his room, his mom's tone changed. She suddenly seemed nice and said that she could see how exhausted I was and I should go home and not worry about the steak dish because she said she'd make it for him. I asked if she was 100% sure, and she said absolutely. The next visit, I showed up and my husband asked why I didn't bring him the steak dish he asked for. I saw his mom there, so I told him, well, your mom offered to make it for it instead and told me not to worry about it. He said he didn't believe me and was like, Mom said that? I'm not buying it. Mom, did you really say that? Her reaction shocked me. She acted confused and said that I'm his wife, and she didn't know I'd expect her to perform my duties for me. I was confused and I didn't know what to do. My husband seemed upset the entire visit, and I waited till his mom left to talk. You getting excited?
This is, I think I know where this is going.
Violence?
I hope.
In the hospital? You're already there. So go, be as angry as you want. Now, where did I leave off here? So I swore to him that his mom said she'd take care of it, but he didn't believe me. I pulled my phone out and called his mom and put her on speaker so he could hear the conversation. I said, didn't you say you'd make the steak dish and I didn't have to worry about it? She replied, I did, but I obviously wasn't going to do it. I was just trying to help my son see how his wife is during the rough times, and you took the bait. My husband raised his eyebrows. He got pissed, called her later and picked a fight, and then said, no more visiting. Now, she lost it. She called me petty and manipulative and blasted me on Facebook. Classic. So I stopped her from seeing my son only because I couldn't get her to do things for me like cooking for my own husband. Now his family is criticizing me for this.
Oh my gosh. Yes. Like what?
Yeah.
It
seems like
it's an ultimate gotcha.
Yeah. But something you might see on like daytime soap operas.
But also like her husband and her son are in the hospital. Like why do a gotcha in that situation where it's like clearly he wants to eat food and he doesn't like the hospital food. So like who cares who makes it? Just somebody make it.
Yeah, but like have you broken a bone before?
No.
Okay, either way. I don't know how long you're in the hospital for a broken leg. You know, if you're in a car accident and you got concussions and all this and that, again, you're not going to have a proper steak dinner in your bed. Like, are you going to bring steak knives and actual plates and all this type of stuff? Like, and you're going to transport it across the town?
Yeah, a weird request for a hospital meal.
100%.
For sure.
And so he shouldn't ask for it anyway. But obviously, this is not the issue.
I don't think hospitals really like you bringing outside food in anyway because they can't really monitor what's there either, but whatever.
Yeah. I mean, again, we can't blame the hospital for this. You know, they're not involved in the melodramatics.
But we can blame the mother-in-law for not doing it.
Yes. But you have to give kudos to the mother-in-law here for executing a plan to a T. Now, the one thing that she got bust, knowing that she's just walked out of this room, knowing that she spun this web of lies, right? and then gets a call soon after from the daughter-in-law, did she not really think that maybe she was on speakerphone? I mean, at that point, you die with a lie, right?
Yes, but also like that's tough because what do you do? Like, yeah, I definitely told you that, but I wanted to prove to my son how worthless you are.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I can't really, I'm finding it hard to believe that the mother-in-law would say that. I think the mother-in-law would just play, no, I don't remember doing that at all.
Again, at a very vulnerable time.
I would have said, I've been distressed. My son got in a car accident. I'm sorry. I really don't remember agreeing to cooking the steak at all. That's the way the mother-in-law should have done it. The fact that she pinned it back and said, gotcha. I mean, that's a vindictive mother-in-law.
Oh, yeah.
And that relationship will never fix again. You never trust that lady.
How can you heal from that?
Yeah.
I mean, his leg's going to heal, but like not the relationship with his wife and mother.
Maybe it didn't heal. Maybe he's bedridden.
Maybe he's still looking for steak in the hospital bed.
He's still upset. Where's my steak? I don't care, Mom.
I've been here for 18 months.
I do feel, again, I hate these mother-in-law stories. I have a pretty good relationship with my mother-in-law. I assume you do as well for the most part.
Yeah.
This would never happen in our relationship. So, but like, you wonder, this mother-in-law must not believe that this lady's not good enough for her boy.
100%. That's what it is. But again, to pull that card in this situation is kind of lowbrow on her part, for sure.
And her character's done. Her son's probably never going to forgive her. And it sounds like they got a kid that's not going to see their grandma anymore either.
And that's the travesty too.
Well, I didn't read any of the comments in here. Oh man, the OPs thinks that she's the a-hole too. So she thinks that she's the a-hole for not leaving alone and instead stirring trouble and getting him into a fight with his mom, causing the whole family to now come after her.
But then to also go to Facebook and say, my daughter-in-law is just a real piece of work. Like,
yeah,
for not doing something that I was going to tell her that I said I was going to do.
Yeah, but you challenge to your husband. Like, you tell him, I want to take care of you, but your mom, like, she played this game on me. Like, why wouldn't you press that issue?
And she feels the guilt for feeling that she divided her husband's family.
It's awful.
That is.
And then for the rest of the family doesn't know the whole story, because that mother-in-law now is like probably running to her car. And she's calling, texting everybody she knows within this group to say, look what she did.
Her side of the story. But Reddit's side of the story is the right side of the story.
Always.
Always.
Because you have to prove facts that you're always right when you write these stories.
But the guilt got to her.
Yeah. And that's a shame.
That's too bad. Because I don't think she's the a-hole. I hope that they can, build a bridge and reconnect a relationship, but I doubt it.
With the mother-in-law? No.
I don't think that's happening.
We have nice relationships, but there's no rule out there that says you have to have a great one with your mother-in-law. At this point, get your husband, find a job across country, across the world, and just move away.
Didn't you and your wife move to Australia?
Oh, yeah. But it wasn't because of a similar story like this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that mother-in-law, she's dead. So glad we finally got to read that story. Did you like?
Yeah, I did. I still
did it take any twists that you weren't expecting?
When I read like the first half of that one time, it was like I couldn't believe it.
Mm-hmm.
But then I didn't realize the edit that she let the guilt get the best of her, and she thinks that she's now the a-hole. That's not right.
It's sad. And really obviously in both these stories, because again, how much as a we don't post on Reddit, but how much do you invest in actually looking at all these comments? And I wasn't going to go through. I mean, there was a couple thousand comments on that. Like, as you start reading through those, I mean, at some point, the toxicity or the poison those words will do to you is not worth it.
Even to launch your own thread, you're really putting yourself out there.
Yeah, and these people have no qualms about sitting there and taking you down.
Oh yeah,
you're not going to see them on the streets.
Keyboard warriors are getting worse by the day.
So again, that's why it's bewildering to me. I love the fact that people do it, but I'll never do it myself because I don't need the opinions of strangers, because they're going to tell me things I don't want to hear without even knowing anything about me, the story, the mother-in-law, my husband. But like, again, Reddit, I mean, that's what it is.
I suppose. Yep. It's not the place I would go.
Yeah. Okay. So let's move on from the mother-in-law and move to an aunt or aunt.
Auntie.
Are you an aunt person or an aunt person?
The Hawaiian cultures, they call everybody auntie, so we'll go with that.
Auntie. Okay.
Auntie.
So this was 5 years ago. So it's well archived by now, but very well engaged. People love this story. Okay. My aunt ruined my dinner, so I ruined hers. Before I go too deep, the thread on this is petty revenge. So it's a new one.
So tit for tat.
Yeah. Okay. But it's petty.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And there's this community is about 4 million members, so people love reading these things. My petty revenge story is a little gross, so I apologize in advance. So I have a sensitivity or an intolerance to most meats. Oh, what a shame. Red meat is the worst, and beef is particularly bad. Doctors recommended I try and get protein from alternative sources if possible, so I've happily been a vegetarian since I was 13 or so. Let me interject quick. We talked about, tell us why you're vegetarian. This is a reason I have no problem with people being vegetarian. I'll accommodate them at dinners and all this type of stuff because they have medical reasons to why their body doesn't like meat.
Is it a mental aversion or is it?
Well, in this case, she says doctors said. But in a case I'll accept this.
Okay.
I'm fine with this.
Sure.
So she's still high up in my book here. Now, when I was younger, my aunt didn't believe the doctors and thought I was just being fussy. We come from a meat and potatoes town, so had plenty of friends backing her up on this. This is the same aunt who convinced my parents I was faking asthma. Turns out I wasn't. Shocker. And also refused to get her own daughter glasses because she thought she wanted them for attention. She later discovered that her daughter's eyesight was atrocious. Another shocker, I know. So the whole family regularly had dinner together, taking turns hosting. When it was my aunt's turn to host, she assured me that my burger was meatless. As you probably guessed, it was not. I was starving that night and gulped down my beef burger first. My aunt was smiling, and I thought it was simply because I liked her cooking. Looking back, I realized her little smirk was because she thought she had caught me in a lie and achieved whatever her endgame was. Well, a few minutes passed, and I got that familiar, unpleasant feeling in my stomach. It was then that I realized what she had done and why she was smiling. When I eat meat, I almost always get sick. I just can't hold it down. So when it came time to kneel before the porcelain throne, I decided to stay put. And instead, I took aim at my aunt, who was seated beside me at the head of the table, and barfed all over her.
Payback. But what do you do? I mean, like if you try to get excused from the table and the words coming out of your mouth
or puke, she should have. The whole thread of this is petty revenge.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we knew that she likely was going to do something very petty.
Mm-hmm.
My concern here is that the rest of the family's still there. Like, yes, you went after your aunt there, but the whole table now saw this.
And I don't know. I don't know about you, but like when I see someone vomit, like the wheels in my brain start churning. Like, oh, maybe I need to do the same thing because it's disgusting.
Yeah, I got some kids. It doesn't really bother me. I hate the smell. There's no one on the planet that says love that smell of vomit. But seeing it go over a person, like while you're eating, because again, there could be some splatter, and stuff. Also, then the dynamic of the whole table changed. This petty revenge now caused problems throughout the whole dinner. And that's what I have a little bit of problem with that.
Right. But the aunt knowingly doing that, like, oh, I'm going to show her. And then, I wouldn't say that this is petty. This is petty revenge. This is very petty on the aunt. But, the niece or whoever this is, like, she had no other option.
Yes, she did.
To go to the bathroom.
Yes. Yeah, she even said it, where she would normally kneel before the porcelain throne.
But the petty, tit for tat, I'm okay with it.
And she pounded down this whole burger. At some point when
wouldn't you know, like 2 bites in, like this isn't impossiple.
Yes, this is wonderful tasting. It's juicy. It's flavorful.
Like how did you mask the battery acid smell?
Yeah, that's a good point. And if you take that first bite and you're like, yeah, holy crap, this is delicious. I would right away ask, like, how did you do this? Like, this is amazing. What brand of beef is this? Or a fake meat, or whatever the case may be.
Or wouldn't it just take like one smush down on the bun just to see all the juice come out? Like the fake meats aren't replicating that.
Or if it is, it's beet juice, and it might look like beet juice. I don't know. That's why, reading this story back now, you can kind of get the idea that she was waiting for a moment like this. Mm-hmm. She hates her aunt.
It sounds like a very meat and potato type of dinner table.
Yeah. I get the feeling she very well knew what was going on and she was going to use this. That's why she ate the whole damn thing. That's it. She knew even before this dinner started that this is what she wanted to happen. So that's why she gulped that whole thing down.
Like, I'll show her.
Now, you have an intolerance. She mentioned intolerance to meat. Yeah, and you are sensitivity intolerant. So it didn't say that she's allergic. Now, you have an intolerance to
Shrimp. All other shellfish are fine, but shrimp, for some reason, just we don't get along.
Now, the end result of you eating shrimp, is it up or down?
It's down.
Oh, so you're not likely to upchuck on whoever's knowingly served you potentially fake shrimp.
No, and I don't even really miss shrimp, to be totally candid as well. So it's
sometimes it's fine. Again, not a seafood person, so I don't care that you don't eat shrimp. Sorry that if you wanted to, or that it comes in a dinner party and that's all they're serving is shrimp.
Thanks for your consideration, though. I appreciate that.
Always thinking about you. But yeah, so this is more than petty revenge. This is intentional. This is almost potentially like psychotic. Because again, no one does that. You shouldn't do that. You can scream at your aunt. You can simply just not eat the burger after the first bite.
Well, and where do they go from here? Like,
yeah, it doesn't say.
Like, oh my gosh.
That's the end of the story. So she was at the head of the table. She Ralphed all over her. Like, the dinner party's over.
Yep.
There's people screaming. They're going to be mad at both people.
The cleanup is disgusting, too, because, like, who wants to clean up someone else's barf?
Yeah, all the stories are like, this is just messed up. But again, I think the whole part of the thread is people want to hear that. Some of the posters, my relationship with my aunt over.
I think also, too, this type of scenario happens more often than you would think.
Are you kidding me?
I was
people barf on people.
Well, no, I was going through the like the most embarrassing dinner time like experiences of people's lives again on Reddit, and a lot of them were like, yeah, I was meeting my girlfriend's parents for the first time and like
got nervous,
just involuntarily vomited all over the table.
How do you come back from something like that?
Exactly.
Do you just sit there and it's delicious?
Like, you gonna eat that?
Yeah, to excuse yourself to go clean up because it's not very common to go to a dinner party or the in-laws, whatever the case may be, and bring a change of clothes just in case.
Or like an airplane bag to.
Yeah, like in this, it happens frequently enough. Like you come prepared for barf at the table immediately. Like I can't run to the bathroom. It's coming now. It's coming furious. Everyone beware. And at that point, you're likely going to be sat somewhere else.
But also knowing the story now, maybe it's nice for females that carry purses. Maybe do put a vomit bag in your purse.
Mm-hmm. I can guarantee this lady loves sharing this story with people.
Oh yeah, just because of the pettiness.
Yeah. So it certainly went on Reddit. No doubt it's been in group chats and her social media pages and all that. She's probably going to tell this story for years to come.
So when are you and I going to go to dinner next?
And have some sort of exchange to where one of us will go to Reddit. The trick will be is at what
or puke on the table, one of the two.
Yeah. So like, what thread do we want to have this story go? Does it end with a-holes, revenge, effing up?
I think we have to do the a-hole one because.
So yeah, maybe we should.
We'll
that could be our first thread into Reddit, and then we'll see what people respond back to. Yeah, that's a great idea.
Community engagement.
Yes, let's get it going. Okay, so let's hit them up with our discount code before we leave.
Alrighty, yeah, it's cpbeef.com. You can use the discount code PBP26 for 26% off your entire beef purchase. And I believe we have an extra addition for you. If you use the code in response, one word, we're going to give away a couple free steaks. What do you think we should throw to them?
Well, it's coming to the holidays, and I can't say, one of the most popular cuts will always be ribeyes.
Ribeyes.
So let's throw them some ribeyes. We can start your holidays. We can start your tailgates with 2 free steaks. Come on, I can't beat that.
26% off with the code PBP26 and the code in response for 2 free ribeyes.
2 free steaks. Okay, see you next week.